Introducing the first AK microdot side mount with true return to zero capability. This revolutionary design provides lightning-fast sight acquisition, 100% American-made, guaranteed to take your AK to the next level.
So we're back with Jacob from Century Arms with one of the things that they're known for, AKs. So
that is one of the main things we're known for.
So as far as the AKs are concerned, they are all American built, am I correct? How does that work?
The RAS 47 and the C39 V2
Gotcha.
are 100% built here in America.
Okay, gotcha. So now with this micro side mount, so I run my AK with a I forgot what the name of it is, but I have a forward running rail, and then I drop my aim point or whatever red dot sight
on the front.
use. On the front, yeah, right on the gas block where it gets really hot and destroys anything that you put there that's electronic.
Exactly.
so kind of talk.
You know the problem already.
Yeah. So, but you know, for somebody who doesn't really run AKs, two isn't very familiar with them, still running those trashy iron sights that come with AKs. I'm pretty sure I'll get some Russian letters, coming after me later on. But with this mount, why is this mount such a big deal?
Well, you answered your own question by saying, I want to run optic. I have to run it on the front. I've got to take my gun apart. I've got to put another part on there. If I don't use XYZ scope, it may melt it. It may hurt it. What we wanted to do was bring, and we did when we built these guns, was bring a standard to an AK, but build it here in America. And so when we designed them from the ground up. And when we got to the scope rail on the side of the gun, you're familiar with that.
Yeah.
We realized it wasn't really designed to do what American shooters want them to do now. And every country has a little different variation. And so every scope mount works a little differently, which is why you don't run one in the back, you run one on the front.
Yeah.
And so we decided to make a change. We made a change to put a new rail on all our American guns. They're all installed in the same place. They're built to the same spec. So a shooter can go out without taking their gun apart or without doing what you had to do to your AK. They can just buy a scope mount off the rack that goes in the same spot every time. It gives them a return to zero capability. It takes a really popular optic on top, and it takes out a lot of the home gunsmithing out of just building putting your rifle together.
I think a lot of
the main thing was to give a M4 like
experience
to the shooter.
Gotcha. And I think a lot of people fail to realize or forget that the AK isn't as modular as the AR-15, where it's kind of like the AR is kind of like Legos and Barbie dolls. And the AK is kind of like welding, like you're forging things through fire.
Right, exactly. And that goes with every country making them a little differently. Exactly.
And that's a beautiful thing. That is a good point, because for a lot of people just on the surface they think AK is an AK. But when you really start to pay attention to it, especially the ones that come from different countries, you start to see the differences, and they make a big deal.
It's a huge deal. An AK is not an AK.
Exactly. Now, with the you guys also tout the accuracy of your AKs. And
we do.
The last time I checked on the internet, though, they said that AKs aren't accurate. So are you lying?
I'm not.
So kind of talk to people a little bit. Kind of talk me through the process from an accuracy standpoint, because a lot of people don't really they don't really marry the idea of accuracy in AK in the same sentence. They kind of look at them as just something. It's just a bullet spitter for many people.
Exactly. So when you look at that, to get accuracy, you have to have the level of accuracy depends on your barrel.
Yeah.
Right. If you have a bad barrel, it's not going to shoot well. And your ammunition, what you're feeding it, what the bullet's touching and what's going in there. And so when we built our AK, the C39 originally, and then moving into the V2 and the RAS, we had to spec out a barrel because we designed it from the ground up. Anything off the shelf just wasn't cutting it.
Yeah.
So we spec'd out a barrel to our specs, designed using good ammunition. The barrel's headspace correctly, it's installed correctly, and when you shoot a good ammo like a Winchester or a Corbin or a Hornady, you're going to get the results you expect, which makes your AK accurate, more accurate than what most people would ever believe an AK can do.
Yeah.
And when you add the scope mount on the side, the red dot micro scope mount, you now have a package that's accurate, it's lightweight, it shoots 30 caliber bullet, it's the perfect rifle.
Gotcha. Now with the with the scope mount, you can't co-witness. Am I correct?
That's correct.
Okay.
That's correct.
Not that I think you'd actually want to co-witness with the. I hate AK sites, so I usually go on at nauseum about how terrible they are.
People still co-witness? Is that a thing?
I don't even really know what it means. I just say because it makes me sound cool. But now you still wouldn't have any issue running the cheaper ammo through you guys' barrels. Am I correct? Just for the people.
Oh no,
yeah.
You can run all the Russian surplus, whatever, down the gun. The gun's still built like an AK. It's still made to run like an AK. We just built it to modern manufacturing techniques where everything fits together a little better.
Gotcha. And then so do you guys make a stamped and a milled, or is it just are they just all stamped?
We do. We make a stamped and a milled. What came out first was the C39 V1 that came out in 2012.
Okay.
That's what we called the American AK. It was the first AK ever completely built in the USA. And we revamped that product a couple of years ago and made the V2, which has been super popular. Black nitrided. The threads on the barrel are concentric. Great furniture. It takes stamp style furniture, so you don't have to go out and get something weird to go on it. That was a huge hit. And then progressing from that, we came out with a stamp gun. We came out the RAS 47, which is a 100% American-made stamped rifle. We designed it from the ground up. And that's really where our business is going, are these fantastic rifles we designed, because a shooter can now go to a box store or a gun store. They can buy a new American-made rifle that's built with specs instead of buying something from overseas that they don't really know exactly what they're getting.
And that was going to bring me to my next point, because they're going to be there's some like true diehard AK purists out there. They're like, you're making the AKs too good, right? Some people love the quirks and the kind of idiosyncrasies that come with AKs that you don't know where they come from. You have canted front posts, barrels that are warped, all those kind of things, and some people actually love them. I don't know why, but what would you say is the biggest difference between American AKs versus foreign AKs?
Well, we import the Wasser from Romania. That's one of our products, and we import all the Yugoslavian NPAP, underfolder, M92. All those rifles come through us as well, and there is a market for both that. Some people like that foreign AK. What you get when you buy an American AK is you get a rifle that's new manufactured, it's 100% made here, and it's made using American manufacturing techniques, where how we install the barrel, how we do our rivets, how we cut the trunnion holes. Everything's just a little what we consider better.
Gotcha.
And so it gives a better experience, and the user can buy stuff, put accessories on it, everything fits. You don't have to get a file.
Okay. So and for me, like I live in both worlds. Like I have one foot in the purist world and another one in the make my AK as close to an AR as possible while still allowing it to be an AK. So I look at the variety of different AKs that you guys make, and I think it's pretty awesome, because if you want to go that route where you want the kind of more purist, traditional, foreign, I don't really know what it is.
Looking,
exactly. It'll give me cancer because of some radiation that's exposed on a gun. Or if you are, for a lot of people who are Americans, there are a lot of new gun owners who are really into AKs. For whatever reason, for a number of reasons, they love AKs. Where do you guys fall?
Everybody loves AKs.
Yeah, which is true, even people who don't want to admit it. Now, there are a couple of people who genuinely don't like them, and they have very good reasons for not liking them, largely because people were shooting at them with them at some point in their life. So, that I understand. But generally speaking, you're right. I'm going to have to agree with you. There are most people love AKs.
Magpul's picked it up. They started making the furniture. The new are made here. Ammo's gotten better. Remington, everybody's kind of getting on to support this rifle because it's the most popular rifle in the world. And so the American shooter seems to be AK'd or AR'd out. Right? Everybody has 10 ARs, 5 ARs. They've got a bunch of different type of ARs, and guys like to shoot. It's like a car. They like to put a new stereo in. So now they're migrating towards the AK, and we give them an AK that's made here. You can buy it at the same store you buy your AR from. It doesn't have to have special parts. And so we've seen a huge jump in the amount of guys that are just shooting them. They're buying them. It's cost effective. You're shooting a really big 30 caliber bullet at a much cheaper cost.
Absolutely. Well, man, it's been fun, man. I can talk guns with you all day long. Just make sure this is not your last appearance on the show.
It's been awesome. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely, anytime, man.
Do you remember when we met?
Was it Houston? It was in Houston, right?
It was in Houston with Chris Schneider.
I remember that. Yeah, dang, that was a long time ago. Yeah, man. But no, man, I look forward to meeting up with you again. Absolutely. I need to get my hands on that Elite. I really do. Because I have been hearing some great things about it. So I'm looking forward to seeing how that works out.
We'll get you one out where you can do a video on it.
Absolutely. Let's do it. All right. Thanks a lot, Jacob. And coming up, we have Maj Toure to talk Black Guns Matter, and we'll be back.